Hello, and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley, and in today's class, we will conclude our series this week at this hour, looking at the 4 different sentence constructions. Today, well, we looked at simple sentences and then combining 2 simple sentences, compound sentences. Yesterday, we looked at complex sentence, simple sentence plus a dependent clause. Today, we culminate with the ultimate sentence, the ultimate combination, the compound complex sentence, which consists of 2 simple sentences or independent clauses, at least 2, possibly more. There's actually no limit, and at least 1, possibly more, 1 dependent clause, and that forms the most complicated kind of sentence there is, which we're looking at today, and you students will be practicing the compound complex sentence. So let me say hello to Monica. Hi, Monica.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. And you?
Pretty good, actually. Getting ready for my holidays, after the class. I'm doing the holiday thing. Monica, how about you? Do you celebrate the holidays at this time of year?
Yes. Today at the afternoon come my family, so yes, I will celebrate.
Same here. I'm having many house guests, which should be arriving pretty much when we finish the class.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Me too. All right. Anyway, all right, let's get to our material. I'm going to screen share some material, and we'll work on that, and also do some little work, sentence construction. Plenty of room in the class. If others would like to join us, just come on in anytime, and that would be fine. That would be great. Well, okay, compound complex sentences. They're pretty straightforward. There it is. A compound complex sentence contains 2 or more independent clauses and 1 or more dependent clause. An independent clause is also can be called a simple sentence. Monica, what do I need to make a simple sentence? What must a simple sentence have?
Well, first subject.
Yes, a subject noun, absolutely.
And then the verb.
Subject noun and a verb. Yes, you are correct. Must have a verb. And what else?
Well,
And
then objects.
Not necessarily. It's not necessary. For example, when we create verbs with linking verbs, those are verbs that link with an adjective. For example, I am angry. I'm not really, but angry is an adjective. I have I, subject noun, verb, just am, and an adjective. So it doesn't necessarily, it often does, but not necessarily need an object. Nope. What else? Do you know? Can you guess?
Well, not verb. What?
Nope. It
No.
must be a complete idea.
Okay.
In and of itself, it must make sense by itself. So okay, so that's basically a sentence or an independent clause. What now? We have to know the other element of a compound complex sentence, the dependent clause. What would make a dependent clause or subordinate clause? Same thing. Again, same thing. What does a dependent clause need to have? Do you know?
A link between the independent.
Not necessarily. It often does, but it doesn't necessarily have to have. Clause has an E. It doesn't necessarily have to have. It also needs to have a subject noun. Otherwise, it's not really a clause. It also needs to have another verb. But it does not, it is actually not a complete idea, or it doesn't make sense, does not make sense by itself. It does not stand alone. So, for example, if I say when I am tired, all right, okay, that's obviously just a part of a sentence. When I am tired is not a complete idea. It's an unfinished idea, and it's not going to make any sense if I say that to you and don't say anything else. When I get tired, you would say, yeah, what? When you get tired, what? All right, that is a dependent clause. Because in this case, you're right, I'm using a conjunction to start the clause, but because of that conjunction, the meaning is not finished. It's not a complete idea. So there you go. Now, speaking of conjunctions, what's a conjunction?
The conjunction, well, is the link between the dependence and independence clause.
That's okay. It links two clauses. Now, all right, you're getting a little ahead of me because there are two types. There is a connecting conjunction, or connective, whatever. Connective conjunction, all right, which we actually use to tie together two independent clauses or two simple sentences. We use a connective conjunction. Let me say hello to Ken. Hi, Ken.
Yes, hello.
Hi, I'm going to throw you right into the fire, Ken. Do you know any connective conjunctions?
Connective conjunction.
To
And?
Very good. You got it. And, but, yet, so. In fact, we can use a mnemonic or memory device, fanboys. Fanboys stands for, represents as an acronym for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. There are 7. And that's what they are. These are the only ones, these connective conjunctions, that we can use to combine two independent clauses or two simple sentences. There is another way that we can combine them. You know, Monica, Ken, do you know the other way that we can combine two simple sentences other than the connective conjunctions? No? Okay. This little guy here. This is a semicolon here. We can combine two simple sentences with a semicolon as well. All right. Besides connective conjunctions, there's one other type of conjunction, and that is a subordinating conjunction. Monica, can you give me an example of a subordinating conjunction?
For example, because.
Very good. You read my mind. Indeed. Because, when, while, if, okay. There are lots and lots and lots and lots of subordinating conjunctions. Okay, one important element, one kind of subdivision or sub-idea about subordinating conjunctions, if they are time-related, obviously when and while, obviously before, after, clearly, obviously time-related, some not so obvious. For example, if and unless are considered time subordinators. And by the way, these words are called, besides being subordinating conjunctions, sometimes they're just called subordinators. you need to know that word. I'll probably use it a lot in the class today. Time subordinators are a special case because you cannot, if in a clause which begins with a time subordinator, you cannot ever use a future tense. It's impossible in English. And that means all future tenses: simple, perfect, continuous, perfect continuous, passive, doesn't matter. No, you can never have a future tense with a time subordinator. So it's kind of a subcategory of the subordinating conjunctions. Okay, well, now we know what the elements are to a compound complex sentence. We need to combine, using our different conjunctions, two independent clauses and at least two, maybe possibly more, with at least one, possibly more, dependent clauses. Let's look at examples, and then we're going to try to create our own here. Okie doke. Let me quickly welcome Julieta. Hi, Julieta. Nice to see you again.
Hello, good morning.
Good afternoon. Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, well, here, wherever. We're worldwide here. It doesn't matter. All right, example of a compound complex sentence. Here's one now. Because I am an English teacher, some people expect me to speak perfectly, and other people expect me to write perfectly. Okay. Dependent clause, beginning with because, which we've already identified as a subordinator. Okay, so it's not a complete idea. If I just said by itself, because I'm an English teacher, it would not make any sense. Okay, whenever, regardless of whether it's a complex sentence or a compound complex sentence, if you use the dependent clause first, you need to have a comma following the clause. Okay, in this case, our two independent clauses are in blue font. Notice the coordinating conjunction or connective conjunction. Actually, I should have said coordinating conjunction. Is technically, but also connecting. I mean, either one or either is okay, actually. Anyway, coordinating conjunction, coordinate two independent clauses. All right. And here we have and. Notice that there's also a comma plus and, one of our fanboys, and. So there you go. There's a basic compound complex sentence. Pretty much the most basic example. So before we look into more complicated things, let's have you guys give this a try here. Alrighty. Monica, using this as a model. Now, of course, you can go in any order. All right, there doesn't make any difference. Doesn't have to be the dependent clause first. That could come at the end. It could be in the middle. It doesn't make any difference which order we put the clauses. Okay, Monica, create. Create a sentence, if you can, basically, using this as a model.
Okay. Because it is Christmas, some people will enjoy family time, but another people will discuss with his brothers-in-law.
Okay.
Martha discuss get angry.
But another people, what was the end? Could you remind me? Sorry, I couldn't keep up with you.
Yes. Will get angry.
Will get angry? Okay.
Yes.
My goodness. Okay. Great. Good job. Just one correction that I would make. We use another for singular. Another person, another
Oh, okay.
Pencil,
The people
another.
speak. Yes,
I'd like
okay.
another drink. Whatever. So
Some
other
other.
people.
Okay.
That's it. Just other. We use other for plurals. That's it. And that's fine. There we go. Okay. Dependent clause, independent clause, which is connected with but this time. All right. Good job. That's it. Ken, you want to give it a shot? Don't be afraid to get creative and maybe move your dependent clause around or whatever you want to do.
Because it is the evening. Evening rush hour. Sorry.
Okay.
I see a lot of traffic on the road. And
Comma, and. Yeah.
I see a lot of light light up trees. I'm sure light up
Lit up. How about
lit up
lit
trees
up trees?
beside the road.
Okay. Very good. All right, because it is the evening rush hour, there's our comma. Great. I see a lot of traffic on the road, and I see a lot of lit up trees beside the road. Oh, okay. Great. Just a nothing to do with sentence structure, but a note on vocabulary. What if I say, Ken? What if I say somebody, a person, is lit up? Yeah.
Just a kind of good fit.
No. If I say the boss was lit up at the office party,
Appear.
it means he
To
was.
appear.
It means he was intoxicated, inebriated,
I see.
drunk.
Okay.
The boss was really lit up. We have another expression, his eyes lit up, meaning somebody got excited. His eyes lit up when I handed him the gift. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So a person who's lit up is drunk, but we want to say they're excited. We say a little differently. We say his eyes light up. Whenever I mention her name, his eyes light up. His eyes were lit up. Okay, Julietta, time for you to give it a try here.
Okay. Because we are in the winter vacation period,
Oh, okay.
people want to go skiing on the mountain or to stay home and relaxing.
What was your connective? Where are we? Where are we here? People want to go skiing on the mountain,
Or stay home.
Or stay home, or
Stay
stay
home
home.
and relax.
Okay. Now, hang on here. There's something slightly wrong here. All right. First of all, one note. People want to go skiing, not on the mountain, but believe it or not. Well, no, actually, it's okay. People want to go skiing on the mountain. Okay. If you were talking in general, though, you would say in the mountains, plural. But if there's maybe one mountain near your house or something, which you're referring to a specific mountain, you could say on the mountain. But if you're talking in general, it would be in the mountains. By the way, pronunciation of mountain, tin, is very reduced sound. It's not mountain. Mountain. It's just a quick schwa sound. Now, what's missing here? Do you know? This sentence is correct, but it is not a compound complex sentence. Why not? You don't know. Well, let me explain. Because a compound complex sentence needs at least two independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. An independent clause, or alias simple sentence. Simple sentence is an independent clause. Same thing. Okay. It has to have a subject, a verb, a subject noun, and a verb, and a complete idea. In your sentence, we have or stay home. There's no subject noun. There's a verb and an object, but the subject noun is actually back here. It's still people. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So this is just one independent clause. So this is actually a complex sentence. So
Or
how could I fix it? Yeah, go ahead.
or they prefer stay home.
There you go. You did it. Or they. All right. There's they. Now I need to put a comma with the or. See, there's the difference. The or can be used in a sentence. I like chocolate or vanilla, whatever. That's fine. I'm just using it to list things or list choices. Then you don't need a comma when you're using it for listing purposes. But if we're going to use it as an actual coordinating conjunction, I can recognize it by the comma here. All right, there we go. Now that is a compound complex sentence. Okay, let's look at something a bit more complicated. Okay. All right, some people tell me that my grading is too tough, and others tell me that my assignments are boring. All right, it's a bit more complicated. Let's talk about it. The independent clauses are in blue. Okay. The dependent clauses are italicized. Please note that the dependent clauses actually occur and are part of the independent clauses. This actually happens a lot. And to be honest, don't panic. If I myself am faced with such a sentence and you ask me, oh, teacher, can you break it down? Can you analyze it? Can you dissect it for me? It takes me a minute, more than a minute. It would take me a few minutes to actually figure out, okay, what are specifically exactly the dependent clauses and the independent clauses. Sometimes it's not that evident. Even though I'm an English teacher and I do teach grammar, it's not that easy. And I can get it wrong, frankly. So, all right, because they are part of. So, in other words, this whole thing here, this first one here, this is an independent clause. Inside of that independent clause, that my grading is too tough. This is a dependent clause. It's inside though. Okay. That is interesting. In this case, see, it's difficult to analyze these. In this case, actually, that is used as a subordinator. Sometimes that or which. There's another kind of dependent clause, and that is basically an adjective clause or a relative clause. And relative clauses start with which. He is the man who sold me the car. Who sold me the car is a subordinate clause. Who is being used as a relative pronoun, so that's the noun. Okay, so it's functioning as a noun. We can use that or which or who, sometimes where, sometimes whose. But it's functioning as it's called a relative pronoun, so it's functioning as a noun. So we still have our subject. That is tricky. In this case, that is a subordinator. Subordinating conjunction, because it's not a noun here. It's not functioning as a noun. So anyway, all right. These things are kind of tricky because sometimes one is part of another. Sometimes another thing that happens, for example, with relative clauses, adjective clauses, they come in the middle. They can split. They can split a dependent clause apart. Tall man who reminds me of Dad walks kind of funny. All right. Okay. You've got to be aware of this as well. This is also this is a complex sentence. There's only one independent clause, but the independent clause in this case has been split by a dependent clause. So this also happens. Sometimes a dependent clause can be part of, sometimes it can split up independent clauses. So, okay. Now, all right, using these two examples, see if you guys can create a more complicated compound complex sentence. Don't think about it too much, but instead of just using a subordinate clause and then two independent clauses like we did, that's quite basic. Just think about moving around this dependent clause. All right, see if we can come up with something a little more complicated to talk about. Maybe using a couple of these kinds of features here, which you see here. Monica? Let's see if we can get a little more complicated here.
I give an example, listen.
I'm sorry?
Now I make up an example with the first. Yes, okay. Well, some people tell me that my cooking is great, but others tell me that it sucks.
Okay. Sucks. Well, that's blunt and to the point. Okay, this is exactly the same. All right, this is literally the same. Where, all right, we've got these other dependent clauses within a couple of independent clauses. So same thing. So just like the example, there's two independent clauses and there's two dependent clauses. Ken, maybe try using something like a relative clause. How about that? How about attempting to create a sentence with a relative clause, like in this example, tall man example?
Okay. The trees. Comma.
Sorry?
The trees, comma. Yeah. Which are lit up.
Mm-hmm.
Comma, are beside the road.
Okay. Right now, so far we've got a complex sentence. All right, we've got one independent, one dependent clause. Can you add one more independent clause?
Okay. These are on the beside the road, and these are beautiful.
And these are beautiful. Okay, great Great job as far as, all right, there we go. Our dependent clause, there's only one in this case. Here it is in the middle. Okay. The trees which are lit up beside the road. Oh no, it's this whole thing here. Oh. Okay, yeah, all right, very good. All right, so, all right. Oh no, okay, I'm sorry, my mistake. Let me put this back to normal. All right, which are lit up, comma. The trees are beside the road. Right, got it. Sorry. And these are beautiful. I have one problem with these. Of course, we use these as a demonstrative to talk about these, those, this, and that. But I don't know. Usually, to talk about something which we are, maybe showing someone, I think it would be better. It seems a little uncomfortable here. For me, it would be better to say, "and they are beautiful."
Oh, I see.
Okay, because
Yeah.
you're referencing them, and I need a pronoun here. Okay, I can't use these as a pronoun. It's more of a demonstrative, if you see what I mean. These are beautiful, and I'm pointing to them.
Mhm.
Those are ugly over there. Okay,
I see.
all right. But anyway, we've got the idea of a compound complex sentence here. That's great, great. Okay, Julietta,
Mhm.
what can you do?
Um,
How many clauses can you make into a sentence? Again, I remind everyone, the grammar rule, how many clauses are allowed? Infinite. There are no restrictions. Okay, so do your worst.
okay. This morning I baked the cake that we will eat tomorrow, but my mom, who prefers tiramisu,
mm, I'm hungry.
was disappointed.
Is that a true story? Okay. All right, what do we got here? This morning I baked a cake. All right, that we will eat tomorrow. Okay, when that is, all right. Oh, no, that's right. Okay, so there's your dependent clause. And they're a connective to connect another independent clause. My mom, who prefers tiramisu. In this case, we need a couple commas. Okay, and frankly, I find this very confusing myself. I have to be honest, and I frequently make mistakes. When do I need to have commas? When do I need to have commas for an adjective clause? Okay, the rule is, the difference is that the idea is if it is essential or not essential. If I remove it, does it change the meaning? The essential well, the basic meaning. My mom was disappointed. If I can remove it and really the message is the same, then it is non-essential. In that case, I need the commas. All right, notice I didn't have one here, that we will eat tomorrow. I don't need commas if it's essential, because I'm defining the cake. So it's necessary okay. Okay, so that can be a little confusing. All right, pretty good job there. Okay, let's look at some other examples and see if we can create some different styles of compound complex sentences. All right, hang on. Let me make the font a little bigger for you guys. Okay, some examples. Although I like to go camping. Monica, is this a... Oh, well, never mind. It's already here. Dependent clause? Never mind. I haven't had time to go lately. There's our connective, and I haven't found anyone to go with. Okay. Now, in many cases, in this case here, the whole rest of the sentence doesn't really make sense unless this dependent clause is first. All right. In many other cases, it often doesn't matter where we choose to put the clause, the dependent clause. In this case, one idea follows the other, so it's logical to do it this way. Okay. All right. Here's another case. We decided that the movie was too violent, but our children, who like to watch scary movies, thought that we were wrong. All right. Dependent clause, who like to watch scary movies. Okay. Independent clause, we decided that the movie was too violent. Okay. Actually, you know what? There's actually that the movie was too violent is also a dependent clause here, now that I notice. Okay, just another example. Again, you can add any number of phrases, time phrases, or any number of clauses to a sentence. Of course, you don't really want to do that. No one's going to read a 6,000 word sentence, or no one's going to listen to you if you have to keep talking the same sentence. Okay, here's another example. If Barack Obama is reelected this November, he'll serve another 4 years, but it won't be an easy contest to win. Oh, another important thing to note. Okay, what if I wanted to... Now this sentence, let's do a little exercise shuffling the clauses around here. What is another way, again, changing the order of the clauses, Monica, how could I rewrite this sentence?
Okay.
Is it possible? It is. I'm telling you it's possible. Can you see how it might be possible? But I have to make
Maybe
it
start with the end clause.
with what?
Start with Obama won't be an easy contest to win.
Okay. Huh. All right, wait. Okay, hang on. Copy. All right. All right, let's see. It won't be an easy contest to win. And then what?
But if he's reelected, he will serve another 4 years.
But okay, now let's just copy this one here. But if all right, reelected this November, he'll serve comma again, and just copy this and plug it in here. Yes, very good. Does it still mean the same thing? It won't be an easy contest to win, but if Barack Obama is re-elected this November, he'll serve another 4 years. Okay, same meaning. Is there yet another way to do it, Ken?
Yes, and I here Barack Obama will serve another 4 years
Aha, very good.
if he is re-elected this November.
Yeah, excellent. All right, this is exactly the point I wanted you to see. All right, if we're going to rework the sentence a little bit, of course, we have to concern ourselves. Oops, where's the will? We have to concern ourselves with the pronoun here. So, okay, Barack Obama will serve another 4 years, and then did you have the if clause? Yes.
Yes, if he
Yeah.
is re-elected this November.
Okay. And then your final.
But
independent
it
clause.
won't be an easy contest to win.
Well, there you go. All right. Okay. Obviously, I don't need a capital on the if, but do I need a comma here?
No, actually. No,
Actually, no. You're absolutely correct. If an independent clause is first, followed by a dependent clause, I do not need a comma. That is correct.
And Barack Obama should be he, because...
And that's exactly correct. And right. Now, okay, because when I change the clauses, I have to kind of change the pronouns around because the actual formal noun has to be first. You can't use a pronoun that doesn't reference anything before it. So very good. All right, excellent. So there you go. This is a great example of how the 3 clauses, we've put them in 3 different positions, and although we have to be mindful of punctuation and pronouns, the meaning does not change at all in this case. Okay, here's another one. Even though he prefers to eat with a fork, he chooses to use chopsticks in Chinese restaurants. However, they aren't easy to use. Okay, we've got something. This is just there's a couple other little elements here that we haven't done yet or haven't looked at yet. First of all, using a semicolon to divide, or to not divide, actually to join, quite the opposite, to join 2 independent clauses. And we've also got another little element here. We've got the however used here. Let's see hang on a second. What's that called? Oh, hang on just a second. I just want to, the terminology escapes me. Just give me half a second. My brain's not functioning that well. My brain's on holiday already. Sorry. Okay. Okay, it's just a linking word. There we go. All right, so we've also got this linking word. Sorry about that. Hang on. Put that back up there. We've also got this linking word, however. Okay, sometimes we use adverbs as linking words. Things like honestly, frankly, consequently. Yeah, things like that. Astonishingly. Okay. Anyway, notice how that's working. How that has a comma after the linking word, but this is again an independent clause. They aren't easy to use. Okay, or links. It's used to help link an independent clause. Frequently, you'd see something like that in a compound complex sentence, just like this after a semicolon. Okay.
What is the function of semicolon?
What is the function? Well, this is one to combine to compound. Create a compound sentence by combining two independent clauses. It has other functions though. Oh, my brain is going on shutdown. It does have a couple other functions as well.
If I use comma here, it's wrong.
Yeah, it is.
I see. Hmm.
It is wrong. Yes. Okay. Let's let me give Julietta a crack at reworking this sentence. Can you attempt to reorder the three clauses here?
Mm-hmm. Mm. He chooses to use chopstick in Chinese restaurants.
Okay. Put that first. Alrighty.
Even though he prefers to eat with a fork. Mm. However, they aren't easy to use. But
Okay. With the semicolon?
yes.
What did I do there? Okay. All right. Obviously, let me just take a look. Okay. Change my capitals here. He chooses to use chopsticks in Chinese restaurants, even though he prefers to eat with a fork. However, they aren't easy to use. Okay. Can I do anything else here, Julietta? Is there another alternative to the semicolon and however and the comma? Is there another way to go about this? That might mean that would mean the same thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. Monica, Ken, do you know? Can you guys, either of you, can you think of a different way to connect this?
Maybe but or also? I'm not sure.
Exactly what I was thinking. But they aren't easy to use. This would also do it, and it really expresses exactly the same idea. Okay.
Maybe also is not fit because it should be the first part of the sentence.
What's that?
Although it's not make sense here, probably. I mean, although they aren't easy to use. If I say,
Okay. Oh, yeah, I got you. All right, instead of but, although they aren't easy to use. Okay.
does it work?
Yes, it does.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Now, okay. Well, it does work, but now we've created something. Oh, this is interesting, actually. All right, it helps me bring up another point. I've got a subordinator, even though. Now you've added another subordinating conjunction, although. I want you to notice something. Because I only have one independent clause, this is now a complex sentence. It works, it's grammatically correct, it's just a different type of sentence. It has one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. Actually, it has two. Notice also when I'm going to add on dependent clauses, notice the whole rule about commas in the beginning. If I just add another dependent clause, I need to have this comma here. If I'm going to keep adding them, I need to keep adding commas for each clause subsequently. So that's another interesting point we can see here. Okay. All right. We've looked at, I don't know, many examples here. How ridiculous can we be? All right. Let's play a little game here for 10 minutes. Monica, I'd like you to just give me, I guess, an independent clause. And then we are going to, until the end of the class, take turns just adding another clause, adding another clause, adding another clause. Monica, anything. An independent clause.
Okay. I'm going to buy the Christmas presents.
Okay, you don't really need an article.
Well, in general, yes.
I'm going to buy Christmas presents. Excellent. Well, right in the holiday spirit. That's very good. All right. I'm not going to punctuate anything. As you add on clauses, we can discuss the punctuation. Ken, all right, whatever you want. We've got at least one independent clause. You can add a dependent clause, an independent clause, whatever you want to do.
So, so I'm gonna go to the shopping mall. A shopping mall, maybe.
I'm going to go to shopping mall.
Shopping.
Okay, yes, go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. I thought you were going to tell me to put a comma there. Ah.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. I noticed that you're a little bit hesitant about what article, or should you use an article? Okay. Look, and also with the Christmas presents, Monica. All right. Look, it's all in the mind of the beholder. It's all in the eye of the beholder. It's in the mind of the speaker. If the speaker is thinking about just generally the idea if he needs to go to a mall, then you would use a. If the speaker is actually thinking, I'm going to go to the mall, which is really close to my house, it's completely okay to say I'm going to go to the mall, the shopping mall. It doesn't, in regards to grammar, it could be either one, and it's completely up to what is in the speaker's head or writer's head as he's saying it. So either would actually be okay. Julietta, clause me. Santa Claus me.
Even though I don't have too much time.
Very good. There we go. All right. Even though I don't have too much time. Now we have graduated. We have created compound complex sentence. We started with a simple sentence. We added another. Ken added another simple sentence or independent clause. That was, up to then, that was a compound sentence. And now Juliana has added a dependent clause, and now it's a compound complex sentence. By the way, just a note about using different sentence structures. Some people get it in their head that, oh, I can show how sophisticated and how good my English is by doing all compound complex sentences. Not true. It's really not a good style. I would not recommend doing that. Really, the best style and the most interesting, intriguing for both listeners and readers is really to use a mix. Some simple sentences, a compound complex sentence, a compound sentence, another couple of simple sentences, a complex sentence, another simple sentence, back and forth and mix it up is really a much better style. Has more readability, I guess. I don't know. Okay, anyway. Let's see what else we can do in the last few minutes. Monica, can you add another clause here? And if you have to open it up and put a clause, somewhere in the middle, go ahead. You can do whatever you want to do, or at the end, or whatever.
Okay. Maybe at the end. And that's why I call a taxi.
Oh, at the end, and okay. That is why. That's why. That is why. What did you say? Need to? Have to?
No, that's why I call.
Oh, not at all. Okay.
I have called a taxi.
Oh, present perfect tense. That's why I have called A taxi. Okay. Okay, great. Another dependent clause. Ken, can you add another clause here?
But because of the heavy traffic, because of the heavy traffic, uh, I have I have been waiting for taxi. No, 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 sorry. Heavy traffic. The taxi have not reached here yet.
Okay, what do we got here? All right, connective but because. Okay. Neato. Okay, when this happens, and it does happen, there's nothing wrong with this. In your brain, I think the best way to think of this is as a phrasal subordinator. This actually happens a lot, with things like and so and thus. Okay, there's quite a few phrasal, meaning more than one word, phrasal subordinators. So this is not, okay, so this is connecting another dependent clause. But because of the heavy traffic,
Comma.
comma, yeah, there we go, comma. The taxi has not reached here yet. Another note about commas and punctuation of creating these big, long, rambling sentences. The grammar rules can be a little loose. Boy, I used to have arguments with my professors and teachers, really, about my use of commas. And I still think I have a point. I would still argue with them. If you can use commas anytime you feel that there's a new idea, a change in idea, or anytime that you feel that it clarifies, it helps to clarify your information, you're actually allowed to put a comma in. Now, you may get into an argument with somebody who's one of the grammar police or something like that, but I'm for it. If it's going to help clarify information, that is the whole point of using punctuation in the first place. So, personally, I'm for it, even though, okay, I've lost some arguments with my professors, but when in doubt, comma. That's what I say. Okay, one more. Julietta, can you sneak in one more clause? A 6-clause sentence?
Now I am on the fence.
No, I am what?
On the fence?
You're on the fence? About what?
Yeah. Whether to go by bus instead.
Interesting. Okay. All right. How can I connect this? Okay, you've got another clause here, obviously. But I need some way to connect it. How can I connect this independent clause?
Comma?
Well, comma what? Either you need a comma and a coordinating conjunction or a semicolon. So you can do this, and now I'm on the fence whether to go by bus instead, or again, you could use just a semicolon like this. Now I'm on the fence whether to go by bus instead. Okay, this is, I know this is not a rule. I'm teaching you something that is my rule, Oakley's rule. I cannot stand, my brain cannot handle writing whether without, or saying whether without saying or not. I think it's some kind of mental deficiency. But anyway, I can't help it. Okay, that's it. One last thing to talk to you guys about before I go. What do Christmas and a cat at the beach have in common? Does anybody know? No? Nobody knows? It's very simple, really. Sandy Claus. Ha ha ha! Okay. Sorry about that. I just couldn't let you get out without that stupid joke. Aw. Okay. Happy holidays to everyone. You guys, all the best to you and yours, your family. Enjoy your time. I'll go enjoy mine. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Happy
You too.
holidays.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.